Throughout the Middle Ages, there were a lot of long and very, very intense disputes, philosophical disputes. And some of them you probably have heard of, the dispute over universals or over the eternity of the world, for example. But I'm going to talk about another one of these major medieval philosophical disputes. And this is one that concerns God's foreknowledge of future contingent events and free will. So the problem is, or the issue is, how do you reconcile the fact, or at least the fact for most of the authors in the medieval tradition, that God is omniscient and knows everything, knows all past, present, and future events perfectly, infallibly, can't be wrong about them. And nevertheless, the future seems to be open. It's contingent. It can go one way or the other. And my free will seems to be able to do otherwise than what I actually do. So if God knows perfectly, infallibly, that tomorrow I'm going to murder someone, does that mean that I have no choice? I have to murder that person? Am I in some way or another being coerced by God's foreknowledge into murdering that person? Do I have any free will? So that's the issue of God's foreknowledge of future contingent events and free will. There are lots and lots of interesting solutions proposed in the Middle Ages to this problem. I'm going to focus on just a little bit of one solution to this problem. I'm not going to talk about the entire discussion, but this goes into one of the solutions, popular solution, to the problem of God's foreknowledge and the contingency of the future. So this bit I'm going to focus on is called the necessity of the present. And the idea is, in fact, quite commonsensical, you can say. It's not foreign at all. What the necessity of the present says is that when you're doing something, you can't be doing something at the same time that's mutually exclusive with what you're presently doing. So I can't be standing here and also sitting over at the bar across the street drinking a beer. Can't be doing those two things at once. They're mutually exclusive, right? So the present is necessary in the sense that what you're doing in the present is fixed. You can't be doing something else while you're doing what you're doing, all right? But nevertheless, the people who supported this view of the necessity of the present, the idea that the present is fixed and you can only be doing what you're doing when you're doing it in the present instant, they thought about it as being a benign sort of necessity. It's not a sort of necessity that binds you fast so that you have no free will. Okay. Why is that? Well, because they argued that in the time before what you are doing in the present, the necessary present, you have choice, you have free will. So it's true that now that I'm standing here in front of you, that present is necessary. I can't be sitting over at the bar across the street. But if 10 minutes ago I decided, I don't feel like giving a lecture, I'm not going to be standing in front of those people, I'm going over to have a drink in the bar, then I would be over there right now. Okay? So the present is fixed, is necessary, but it's not immutably fixed.